Hey guys, here is the short video regarding for the PSpice. And this circuit, just I want to show you very briefly how to deal with the dependent source. And if you look at your textbook, so you have some example how to deal with the dependent source. Anyway, so let's start with the very basic example, then we go back for our example that we start in the class last time. So let's open the new file, the new project. Let's call it PSpice example. Here's the example, give him the names. And we want to create blanket project. Okay. Now we have that case. Now, just to make it easy, simple, I will dealing with the small circuit just to be able to imagine how we dealing with the circuit. It has dependent source. I selected the circuit here and it has one dependent source. What we call it here is current controlled current source. And we try to create it. The place that you want to find a dependent source or the dependent source that we cover in the class, you can go to the place and go to the PSpice component. From the PSpice component, you will see the option sources here. If we look at the sources, here is all the sources that you need. So you need controlled source, current source, or voltage source. In our case here, we need controlled source. Controlled source means dependent source. We covered in the class 4 types of the dependent source. If you look at those 4 types, here they are listed those 4 types. Voltage controlled, voltage source. Voltage controlled, current source. Current controlled, voltage source. And current controlled, current source. So now our case here, it's current controlled because it's controlled by IB and it is current source. So we are looking to the dependent controlled source, current controlled, current source. And it's the same idea that you applied for that source, it's gonna be applicable for the rest. Now let's make it a little bit zoom in to see how it looks like and how we can connect it in our circuit. We wanna see how to make it bigger. Let's see if I can delete that one. Show me the, yeah, here we go. Show me that options. Why isn't active? Convert it here. And do we make it bigger? Here we go. There we go. Let's see. That's how we end up with the same thing, since there are current source and current controller and both the directions with the current. Now, for how we're gonna connect to those fours, here is the controlled current. Controlled current all the time this part, left side. And here is the current source, which this one for R or IB. Let's look at it here. So in this branch here, that's where is the IB. What I have to do, I will look at the IB where it's connected. In this case, the current through 5K, and I have to connect those terms with the same direction. So this is the R goes down, is gonna be the same direction for the IB. Now for the second part with the control or the current sources, this one here, that's dependent about this one. The gain here, that's the value number 4. So we need to change the value for the gain. This one should be just double click and type 4. And you should be connect those 2 points between those 2 points with the same direction. So here, the ground, it should be connected in this point, and the upper limit, which this part here, connected to this point. That's the only thing you have to consider when you're dealing with the dependent source. This is the controlled part, and here is the source part. Now let's add our other elements. So I can use the place as my source. So I need 3 resistors. So I can get the resistors from here. Here is the resistor. I need 5K. I need 10K. And I need rotate K. And let's assume this one any value in that case. And I am done. I need what else? I need the voltage source. I go to the place and go to the component, go to the source. I'm looking for the voltage source. And here is the voltage source. My voltage source, AC or DC, it is DC. So this is my voltage source. Now the hard part, how we connect it. So now I have all my element except the ground. And here is my ground. And here's what we have in this case. Now, the only thing you have to be careful how you connected your dependent source. So let's start with the IB, this in the left side here. IB should be the current through the 5K. So through the 5K. So I need to connect it for the 5K. So if you look at the 5K, I can use this point and the first point with the resistor. So this point here, I can connect it to from here to here. So this is this point. The second point, I will connect it to the R1. So the second point here, I will connect it to the, so this is my IB, go through the R, okay? And here is my resistors, and here is delete this part. And here is my connected here, connect to the ground. Here is my ground. I don't have to deal nothing with that one. R1 and R3 in this part here. Again, what we need to consider now, I'm looking for the 4IP, what's supposed to be connected here. I have to be careful with this part. So the arrow here, it is supposed to be connected between R1 and R2. So I have to take this part here and I connect it here. Second part was supposed to be this one here. In this case, this point should be connected to my ground. So I take it from here. Then where this one is not connected together, guys. If they are, you don't stop, they are not connected together. Now I stop here. So now I connect it to my circuit. And the only thing I want to change, my value for the resistors, my value for the voltage source, and I am done with my circuit. Here is the 25. And the R1 should be 5K. Here is the 5K. R2 should be 10K. And the last R should be, let's take it 42K. Okay. And again, guys, the main purpose of this one is just to show you how to connect it your dependent source. And you can, then once you are done, you need to save the file and you can run it. I don't know what I did here. So I need to, oh, I can remember. So we need to new simulation. So let's call it any names, create. Once I create my or the simulation result, I am able to run my circuit and run it. There is no error. Now I can observe my current or my voltage. I still communicate with the surface, so I have to wait. Let's see some results here. I'm not interested with this part. I need to look at my circuit here. Go. There we go. I am able to see my currents. See my current here. The only thing I wanted to confirm, guys, the current relations. What do you mean by current relations? Look at this current here. The current here, which IP in this case, which 165 micro, and this current here in this branch should be 4 times this part. So if you time 4, you get the 600 micro amps in this part. So that's the, you have to compare that case. So this is the basically what we can deal with the when you have dependent source, depending about what the source you have and how you connect it. So this is the circuit that we have dealing with in the class, and we have different sources here. We have current, the first source here. This is on current controlled current source. And here we have voltage controlled voltage source. The idea is that the same thing. You have to look what the voltage is, and you locate it with the gain. And here is the same thing for the current. It was exactly the same idea. There is no such any different. And here is we have 25, I think. Am I correct? And that's what we have. So this is the circuit we dealt in the class last Wednesday. So make sure we have that circuit. I think I draw it in different scale. This one. Let's see, scale it up. Oh, this one is different. Yeah. This one, this is the circuit that we have. That's the circuit that the current. Here is the voltage controlled voltage source, current controlled current source, and here's the current that we're supposed to be measured. Again, if you want to compare here for the current here and with the current here, this one's 3 times this current, 3 times this current. And if you want to compare the voltage, you want to add the voltage here. If you want to compare the voltage source between here's the 5 times the voltage across AB is 25, and here is the 575. So this is our example in the class. I hope you find this videos helpful and you are able to solve by the PSpice any circuit has dependent source. Thank you so much.